Morning, everybody. It's 8:20 on this Friday morning, end of the week, and it's been an interesting week. This is your pre-opening comment. It is video number 1943. Okay, I didn't do a video last night, so there's a little bit for me to catch up on. I'm starting a little early because I want to do that, and because the only economic data that comes out at 8:30 is import-export prices, and those are generally not very market moving, and the market has already moved a bit. But I also wanted to mention Birkenstock, BIRK. The deal came at the upper end of uh, where it probably should have. It came at 46. It was 45.50 or so, um, as far as the range. But the stock came out at 46. It traded down to 40 and a quarter, and then ultimately 40.04 on the first day, and closed below the range. And then yesterday it was 37.85, down another $2.35, or 5.8%. Um, the rest of them, everybody was ranting about how great it was. Bob Pisani, oh, the IPO window is open, and what a load of crap. The fact of the matter is, the IPO that have come recently are all below their open and below their ranges, some of them by quite a distance. ARM Holdings, 51, got as high as 69, turned right back around and has been below 50, closed yesterday 52 and a half. So while it's up from the initial price, it's not up much. And it's also traded $20 off its high. Um, Instacart came at 30, got as high as 42.95 the first day, turned back down, got to 23.65, closed yesterday 24.71. That's down 23 cents, not very much, but you know 43 to 25. And KYVO also came at 30, got as high as 39 and a half, 39.47, came back down to $30. So that one is, around the same price. And yesterday was down $1.54. Okay. Uh, in more important, or maybe not more important, but excuse me, more relevant, um, Hormel had a huge miss. Hormel is a pretty defensive company. They missed on earnings, they missed on revenues. The stock closed yesterday 32.67. That's down 356, or 10%. And this morning it's down another 40 cents or so, just 1%. Microsoft and Activision gets approval from the UK. Neither of them is doing anything. Ford was down yesterday 23 cents to $12, and this morning is down another, not much, 3 or 4 cents, but that's 2%, on the statement that they have reached their limit of what they can give the unions. Needless to say, the unions could care less, and frankly, considering what the fat cats in management have been making at the expense of the unions, I don't really blame them. Okay, the first banks to report all beat. J.P. Morgan beats. The stock is 147 and change. That's up about $1.50 or 1%. Wells Fargo, my least favorite bank on the earth, also beat, $40.70, up just under a dollar, 2.3%. And Citi with a beat, 42.70, and that's up about $1.72, and that is 1.67%. The chart on the screen is the gold, and it looks like it really wants to move here. It's up about $30, $28. We actually are long some GDX calls that I thought were going to end up going worthless. I think our average price is about $1.20, $1.19, $1.20. We actually bought them right here at what looked like support and have seen this huge decline in the gold. I mean, this number in here is 19 and a half, 1950. We're back to 1910 here. So I think those don't expire for another week. So I think we're catching a little bit of a break there. Oil has turned back up solidly on, war and supply and us tightening the crude stuff from Russia. So there's a supply question again. We came down, we broke to the upside strongly um, uh, on Monday, and left a gap, came all the way back down and filled that gap yesterday and started right back up. So the high close for the week was 86.38, currently 86.41. That's not much, but it is meaningful. And as far as on the weekly, I'm going to say it looks to me, looking at the daily, that, um, it's an inside week, but I could see us getting back to the 88, 89 area without much issue whatsoever. Okay, look at those rest of those markets. The grains have been up a bit, nothing overwhelming, although we bounced off that 1250 in the soybeans, and we're 1295 with a high of 1296 and three quarters. So that looks a little healthier. Up 360 in the oil, 11 cents in the heating oil. It's getting a little cool up here. That's primarily what we use in New England is heating oil, which is essentially diesel. Um, Gasoline up 8 cents again. I actually was driving yesterday and was surprised to see gas being sold at 3.49. Then I realized we had come down. Now that we're back up $4 basically overnight, I'm assuming we're going higher again. Nat gas down about a nickel. Silver up 51 cents. Copper is down about a penny. The softs, cotton is up, coffee is up, sugar is up, cocoa is basically unchanged to down. As far as the stock futures, when I came down, we were up about 48, then we were up 5, and now the last I saw was down about 6. The Nasdaq has been down the whole morning, down 30, down 40, down 62. S&P was basically unchanged to down 2, now down 6. The dollar is down um, just 4 cents, so nothing much there. Bitcoin and Ethereum up, and a huge bounce again in the bonds. The worse things get in the Far East, the worse these bonds. The higher these bonds are going to move on the flight to safety. It's been a pretty nice week after last week's real ugliness. We have a higher high and a higher low, and you know how I feel about that. We are still coming off a hugely oversold on relative strength and an MACD that isn't really giving us much of a hint of anything. Okay, beyond that, we have the only thing that we have out right now September import and export prices. Import prices were up 1/10 versus an estimate of up 0.5%. Um, and that's helping the market just a little. S&P is now up $1.98. Dow is up 58. A lot of that is J.P. Morgan and the other banks, and the Nasdaq is still down 30. So not really much of a morning, nothing overwhelming. The war gets worse, and I don't think many good things happen over a weekend um, when there's a war going on. All right, folks, have a good weekend. I'll be back if there's anything to talk about. We've had a pretty good week trading, and have a good weekend.